I'd like to introduce you today to one of my favorite meditation practices. I call it the IMAX experience, and it involves changing the way that we relate to our visual experience. And I'd like you to begin this meditation practice with the eyes open and to be facing away from a computer screen if you're in front of a computer. Just sitting somewhere where you can allow your eyes to rest on some spot, perhaps on a wall or on a rug. It doesn't have to be an area that's clear of visual distraction. Very rarely are we in that kind of uncluttered environment. Just allowing the eyes, first of all, to rest lightly on some spot in front of you. And very often, when we focus during the day, we pay a lot of attention to what is at that focal point. So when we're talking to another person, for example, we are very focused on their face. When we're working on a computer, we're very focused on the words we're reading. When we're watching a television screen, we don't pay much attention to anything outside the screen. And I'd like you to try putting more of your attention onto this spot where your gaze is resting. So really concentrate on this spot. And I'd like you to notice a few things. So let's first of all become aware of our breathing. So just notice, where are the movements of the breathing taking place most prominently? Is it in the chest? Or the belly? Or both? Just notice the rate of your breathing. Is it fast or slow? Is it shallow or deep? Just check out the rest of the body, particularly the neck, back, shoulders, arms, and see if there's any tension there. So this way of looking in a very narrow, focused beam of attention, a laser beam or a flashlight, this way of looking is dominated by the sympathetic nervous system, which is responsible for the fight or flight reflex. And so most people will find that their breathing is relatively shallow, fast-paced, and taking place mostly in the chest. And often we'll notice that there's tensions beginning to build up in some of the places I've mentioned, and perhaps some other areas of the body as well. So I'm going to suggest a different way of looking now. So just allowing your gaze to continue to settle on this spot in front of you. Beginning now to become aware of your whole visual field. So you're not moving the eyes are at rest, but you're simply allowing yourself to notice everything that's arising visually. From the bottom to the top of your visual field, and from the center right out to the periphery of your awareness. And we shouldn't need to make any effort to do this. The visual information is already present. You don't have to make it happen. You simply have to be present with it. And once again, as you're sitting aware of this visual field, aware of the whole of this visual field, I'd like you to become aware again of the breathing. Where are you breathing now? Is it mostly the chest? Mostly the belly? Or are both the belly and the chest involved? Is your breathing rapid or slow? Shallow or deep? And how does your body feel? Sometimes as people are doing this exercise, they'll notice the body starting to soften and relax. Sometimes a particular part of the body will suddenly let go. So just checking in with your visual field, making sure that you're still open to everything that's arising. One more thing to notice. Compared to your normal experience, what's going on in terms of thinking? So what we're doing here is we're triggering activity in the parasympathetic nervous system, which is related to this open, expansive way of seeing. And the parasympathetic system is what brings us back to rest and balance. So we'll often find that we're thinking less, or that any thinking that's going on is relatively light and just drifts through the space of our awareness without really interfering. So we have this ability to tap into calmness and relaxing anytime we want. You can become aware of your full field of visual awareness during almost any activity, while walking along the street, or driving, or having a conversation. And so I suggest that you experiment with that, bringing this way of looking into daily life as much as you can. You can just continue to sit in an awareness of your visual field for the next minute or so until the bell rings.